Welcome to Weekended. But before you go and relax this weekend or head to a comics event, let's get you in to know of all the comics news that came over the Comics News Wire this week that turned heads and comics pages in this comic book industry. And now to our anchors to give you the news you need to know.
Mr. Anderson is the unboxable advocating creator known as the devilish comics creator who will tempt you with his devilish tales. He creates books about fetish, monsters, and more, and offers free spanks and hugs. He also teaches morals with farts. Check out the Comics Devil by going to MrAnderson.com.
It's Friday. It's time to end this week with all the creative news. And this week we've titled it May's Creative Flower Have Bloomed. It should be flowers. But, you know, flowers, depending on how you're looking at it. It's all good. I will be hosting today. I'll be your anchor, Mr. Anderson, Mr. R.O.B. Anderson, comics creator and advocate. Thank you for joining us today. Let's get right into the news this week. First, we go from a comic book preview. DC Festival of Heroes, the Asian Superhero Celebration, brought to us by FlickeringMyth.com. You guys can check out some of the information and covers that you'll be seeing that accompanies this initiative. Marv shared with us the Archive Universe, now on Kickstarter. It's not part of Backer Paws, but it might be something that you would find fandom in. So check it out today. Remember, you can find all of the news today at comicadvocates.com. And to find our Comic-Con Highway forecast, which we don't really have much to talk about this week as far as I know, is advocatecomics.com. So Comic Advocates gets you to our actual crowdfunding, and Advocate Comics, that's COMICS, not IX, that's only for Continuum, that winds up going in reverse. And here is my amazing co-host, actually lead anchor of this show, C. Michael Lanning. You ready?
Morning. Hey, how are you?
I am good, running behind as always. You know how it is on Fridays.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it.
Eager to get it all done. Eager to get it all done, but not enough time to get it all done.
Yeah, right. I feel you. Then especially all the stuff behind the scenes you got to do. So.
Oh, man. It wasn't that busy, though, as we were jumping in this morning. I got to say, it was kind of a slow news week.
Oh, really?
Well, not my personal news. Like, I've had a lot of personal news, but, like, none of which I'm sharing today. But it's been a slower week in the industry. So you want to take a minute to introduce yourself? I'll give you the big screen.
All right, I'm C. Michael Lanning, independent artist, and I've done work with Silverline and, of course, Continuum. Also, I'm hosting Geek Speak on Mondays with co-host Meredith Loughran for right now, and that's about it right now. So there you
go. You are part of that amazingly successful Continuum Comics campaign, and people love your art, dude. We haven't gotten to talk much. I've gotten, like, my friends have reached out, and, you know, the first thing they want to talk about, you expect, is your own work, but people were asking me about you a lot. Who's this new artist? Who's that?
Oh, really? Yeah, cool.
You're making waves. People love the Reapers, dude. They love.
That's good. I'm glad people enjoy it.
Yeah, and we've been hearing it's a beautiful book and all that. So thank you, by the way, for all the feedback that people have gotten. Most of them have gotten the books now already this week. They have all gone out. That's an amazing feeling to know that no matter what other people tried to do, no matter what got in our way, we got a beautiful book out to 118 backers. 3 of you, by the way, we're still waiting for surveys. So we have your books. They're actually in the background, hidden by the Mr. Anderson side, like spinner rack.
Come on, get with it. Surveys.
I know. The books are ready. So you ready to do some news?
Let's do some news.
All right.
When we take this one, comic book preview, Superman number 31. This is from DC Flickering Myth. DC Comics releases Superman number 31 this Tuesday. And we've got the official preview of the issue for you right here. That's on FlickeringMyth.com.
I love Flickering Myth. They're always doing some great stuff. This is from our friend Aaron, who says, thanks to everyone who helped. We're only going to get stronger for here. This was from Wolfbane Comics. He said, "Thank you to everyone who contributed to Wolfsbane's first campaign. I'm humbled by the support and will be working hard to get these comics to you guys. Can't wait for you guys to see what's in store for the series. Sign up for the newsletter on our website to keep updated and see what's dropping next." This is at wolfsbanecomics.com. That's Wolf, W-U-L-F, for those who are listening. All right, some Batman news.
Oh, good. Batman teases a 90s DC movie character in the DC Comics universe. An original character from the Batman movies was just teased in the comics, hinting at a future appearance in the main DC continuity. Want to know who that is? We can go check it out at cbr.com. That's interesting.
I'm going to let you take this one, too, because I know this is actually a friend.
All right.
I'll pop it up and open. Here we go.
All right. This is Aaron Humphries. He wants you to take a look at what you can find in my Godlands comic. Strange crystal-haired ladies and lying in craters, plus a whole lot more. Of course, that's his cartoon Godlands over there on Webtoons. What kind of weird things can people find in your comics? So go check that out. If it's free on Webtoons.
Was that a question to me? Because we'd be here a while.
Wow.
This one's a big one. The Mandalorian is reportedly pushing Gina Carano for the Emmy Awards consideration. Now you have to wonder, see, if she wins the award, is this her path back?
I don't know. Do you know that they re-released the figure?
Yeah. So I think Disney's kind of taken, and this isn't the first time Disney's fired someone, but then gone back around. Of course, we're talking about the director of the upcoming huge, looks like this one's going to be big, Suicide Squad. Yeah. Of course, we're talking about, and his name just escaped me.
James Gunn.
Thank you, James Gunn. I just had it as I was doing this big intro, and I lost it. And I think that she's going to come back because, I mean, look, everyone talks. Everyone says things. We're not always going to agree, but we have to give room for disagreement too.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So I think she's someone, I don't think she did anything horrible. I mean, if we're going to still have governors in New York running around doing whatever they want, can we really hold this actress that accountable? I'm just saying.
No. Absolutely not. And there's a lot of push for on both sides for her to come back. And I think she was kind of going to be the focus of the Disney Rangers show. So
yeah, and we don't want to see that go away. We want to see that become a thing. So this is the thawing of the ice, and it's also how she handled it. She handled it very professionally.
Yeah,
she never got mad. She said, "Okay, that's it. I'm going to go over here and make another thing," and she made something, and it was cool. So.
They can only cancel you if you let them. That's all there is to it.
If you just keep working, they just they're still here. Okay, let's hire them again. They're good. Short memories in entertainment. Go. See.
All right, close to 8,000. This is from Giovanni Burundi. Thank you for everyone for your support. If you haven't checked out the campaign, be sure to give it a look. The comic has a ton of amazing covers to pick from. It's a fun, dramatic, action-packed story that is perfect for new readers. And that is... from Maelstrom Comics, Primal the Arena.
Now, I wonder if they... Okay, so I know this from experience. I wonder how they're using that mature thing, because when I reached out to the actual organization, they said that they don't authorize comics to use it. So I wonder if they had it in with someone. Yeah, we actually... I wanted to know if you could use that kind of stuff, because I don't know if you know this, but when movies use those and television use it, they actually have to pay the right to use that.
Oh,
there's actually
no, I didn't.
Like a comics code, kind of like a comics code for all this, and it's really just about the imagery, and that's from games. I know specifically that's from the game community because that's the one I went to, and they were like,
yeah, that's what I said. It looks like games, so
yeah, because you have to pay for them to actually rate it. A lot of people don't realize that you don't self-rate those things. You give it to them, and then they come back to you and tell you what your rating is. So. Some good news from Scout Comics. There's new comics.
What?
How isn't that awesome? See, let's see real quick. Let's give a quick look here. What came out? You got to subscribe to the newsletter, kids. If you're not subscribed, you're missing out on all the Scout awesomeness. So this week we had Broken Souls Ballot. We had alternate cover. Here we go. We have another alternate cover. We have another alternate cover. We have Black Cotton #1. The second printing. That's pretty awesome, right? Children of the Grave. Every time I see this, all I hear is Ozzy in my head.
Yeah. I can see that. Mullet cop. Oh my
Mullet
gosh.
Cop. The Traveler. Stake, which is just driving a stake through people's fandom and making him just a vampire for all these alternate covers. He's got
And this is this week's release.
Yeah, these are all the releases from.
Oh, see, because if you have the subscription box, you'd already have that.
Yep, that goes out a little. I gave him credit. They let that come out early, so that's cool. Yeah. Frank at Home on the Farm. This is. Oh, I have to read this one because now I'm interested. This is the end when the animal civil war reaches a gruesome conclusion and law enforcement closing in. The time for Frank to act has arrived. Will Frank find the answers he seeks? Can he stop the horrors? Can the horrors be stopped? One thing is for sure, the animals won't be going down without a fight in the exciting finale. And spoilers, guys, the very end of this book ends with a barbecue.
Yeah, but a food.
See? There's the fire now. Galactic Rodents of Mayhem. And I just hope they stay out of the way for the mousetraps. That looks cool, though.
Yeah, it does. It's very 80s.
Yeah, 80s. It's a throwback. Unicorn, spelt in a funky way. We were talking about this as it was coming. And here's that cool collector's edition that they're doing. This is, of course, a scoop book, so check that out. Snatched, which always reminds me of that movie Snatch, and I love that movie. It looks like Donald Trump with a gun. And, of course, it's not Donald Trump. It's a mask.
Yeah, it's a mask, yeah.
But it's just funny because it's Donald, it's Hillary, and it's Obama, something you'd never see together on a cover.
It's kind of, what's that, Point Break-ish.
Yes. Yes, Locust, which, by the way, they're back after 17 years, right? Or no, Cicadas. Cicadas are back this week.
Oh, yeah.
That was the other new. The big news in the real world was gas and how everyone freaked out over nothing. Murder Hobo. I'm sure Murder Hobo doesn't care about gas.
Yeah, that is a book. Let's put it that way.
Shoot Show, because I forgot to play the warning. The Shepherd. Atlantis wasn't built for tourists. Look at all the books they got coming out. Count Draco, Knuckle Duster. Oh, this is the Stabity Bunny 16-inch plush figure. I own one. One was gifted to Jax. He loves it.
Oh, really? Cool.
I took it away from him so he doesn't ruin it. So he has it for later in life. The first thing he did, and you'll know this, you're a collector. First thing he does, he pulled the tag off, and I was like, I still have the tag, though. The Impure. Sounds like my dating life. Hamm and his talking gun.
What?
Vlad Dracula. And Soulstream. This is the I think this is a limited print run. Okay. So this is a first issue. I guess this is coming out now. It's pretty cool. It's part of the non-stop edition. So Seng and Timbo got that as well. Loot got it. These are all the Scout ones. The Map Maker, I'm gonna be so pissed if Cat Dad's not there.
There you go.
There it is. Cat Dad and Supermom. New
DC Homage VHS variant.
Yeah, look at that. Wild Chipper, Wild Bull and Chipper. This one's cool. The salsa sauce is what makes them heroes. How cool is that? Create a comic. This is awesome if you have kids and you want them to, if they're starting to show some art stuff, this is a great way to help them out. Rabbit World, which is what we live in.
Yeah, right.
And that's it. You can get all these amazing things in your official monthly subscription box. You just got one. How was it?
That's great. Of course, we got a lot of number ones, and we got a couple of number twos. So I had to order some number ones that should be coming today. Something happens in Memphis, Tennessee. I don't know what it is, but anytime something comes from Florida or New York and it goes through Memphis, Tennessee, I don't know if the parcel is attracted by the nightlife there. It's just going out with other parcels. I don't know. But you'll see Memphis, Tennessee, and it drops off for 5 days. And then it shows back up, and it's on its way. I guess it has a bender. I'm not sure what the deal is.
It's the party town for packing. All right, you're up with this one, friend.
All right, I guess it's okay.
It's actually
a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
All right, this is from Daphne Lage. Haven't backed Eagle Raven Heir of the First Unicorn yet? Need a little werewolf action in your unicorn fantasy? How about a sneak peek, work in progress at a Kickstarter exclusive print? I've teamed up with Rob Notari and Lone Wolf Comics to produce a full-color Nightwolf times Eagle Raven print you can only get when you back both our campaigns from May 19th to June 2nd. You don't have to wait to pledge on Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, but make sure to support Nightwolf campaign when it goes live May 19th to get your print. All right, and so of course that's Eagle Raven on Kickstarter and the upcoming Nightwolf 1 through 5 on Kickstarter coming May 19th. What's today? The 14th? So that's 5 days to get ready.
And by the way, kids, your taxes are due on Monday. Just in case you didn't know, the extension was Monday. And if you're too broke like me to actually afford to file because you have to pay so much to file, your extensions must be in by Monday as well. I think I'm going to take the 6 months, not the whole 6 months, but I'll take a little bit of an extension and just try to get, because, you know, shows are coming up. We're paying for tables. It's like file taxes for tables. But then they have this wonderful thing called an extension, which is legal. You don't, as long as you don't owe money, and taking an extension won't affect you. If you owe money, you have to pay the money you owe now and before you take the extension. So if you owe money, it's really not worth it. Just take the hit now. But if you don't owe money, go out there and enjoy the world. Take the extension. Here we go. Wonder Woman gives the Amazon hero her answer to Madam Hydra. Since I got Alexa playing in the background. Sensational Wonder Woman 14 just gave Diana of that's
the mascara.
Thank you. Her own version of Marvel's Madam Hydra, creating a sinister rival for the future.
Oh. And the only reason I know how to pronounce that is because I just finished watching that Harley Quinn series. And it was in there. Other than that, forget it.
I'm never going to win with that word.
My God.
If I didn't try to say it out loud, I'd be fine. It's the minute the fact I read it, nope. I'm done. You got some news with this, though. You've been sharing this week.
Yeah, this is from, of course, Silverline. More comic goodness from Silverline. This is our buddy Aaron Humphreys from earlier sharing this. I have read Divinity #1 and really enjoyed it. It ended on a big cliffhanger that I'm eager to see what happens next. Team Patriot is new, but I really like the artwork I have seen so far, and the idea of steampunk Revolutionary War story sounds really interesting. So check out both these titles on Kickstarter. And I'm going to let you know something secretly. I've actually read Steam Patriots.
How is that?
Because it's already done. Oh, it's great. It's great. It takes place during the American Revolutionary War. And their idea, we talked about it Wednesday night, and their idea about it is steampunk you come into the Victorian era where you steampunk, you know, and it's British and everything. But where did that come from? It had to start somewhere. So their idea is like, this is the beginning of steampunk.
Ooh,
so
I dig that. That.
And it's woven in there with history. They did a really fantastic job.
And of course, Barbara, who's going to be a guest or was a guest on Geek.
Barbara was a guest on Geek Speak, and we're looking at getting the guys from Steam Patriots this coming Monday.
Yeah, she's the creator behind
Divinity,
who won last year an award over at the Independent Creator Awards. So this is definitely an exciting second issue that we've been waiting to see hit the stands. So, here we go. I don't know if you all knew this, but we might be having that evil Magneto back that we've all been missing. X-Men foreshadows the trial of Magneto in August. An X-Men teaser by John Romita Jr. foreshadows the trial of Magneto as the master of magnetism threatens to define mutant kind starting in August. Is he guilty? Is he innocent? Does he not care? Is he back to his old ways? I sure hope so. I was just talking to Mike Seeley today about this. We were talking about how the X-Men are really vacant a good villain right now. They need the master of magnetism to step back up. And what about if they could get Onslaught back for an episode? Oh, my God. Like, that'd be a good story. So things are going to be changing in X-Men. You're going to see more about that in a few minutes.
I need to catch up on X-Men. It's been a while.
It's interesting. It hasn't hooked me. Like, I'll be honest, it hasn't gotten me where I want every issue, but I'm paying attention. And I want to see where it's going. Yeah. You know, but I said this, we have the Hellfire Gala. We've been covering that for weeks, right?
Yeah.
And I said the Hellfire Gala only makes sense if something bad happens at the end of it. And now someone's getting murdered, and there's going to be a trial for Magneto. Magneto's not one to be put on trial, I'll tell you that right now. Just
No, but but you leads into it's like, oh, if I'm going to get blamed for something anyway, whether he did it or didn't, if he's going to get blamed for something anyway, might as well.
This could be the wedge that breaks all mutant kind. Someone's going to cut down the tree of immortality, and there's going to be a mutant massacre we haven't seen in decades.
Ooh.
That's my theory. That's my someone gets rid of that tree and then suddenly starts like offing some mutants, like just a really bad massacre. So there are just too many mutants now. Like we need Scarlet Witch. Calling Scarlet Witch.
All right, this is from our buddy Mike Jimmy Lorcia de Bruin. I know I butchered that. I'm sorry, Mike. This is his Life on Korra Inner Talents coming June 14th. Inner Talents is going to be our best to date, and we're proud to present. And that's going to be on Indiegogo, so keep an eye out for that.
And I believe we just got permission today. We'll be covering this on Backer Paw, so you can see this video next Wednesday. All right, here we go. Batman's Man-Bat just took another iconic Gotham villain's powers. Oh, man. I'll say it this way. You get to see what Man-Bat would look like on steroids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick. Like, even just going to CBR.com right now and looking at that bottom panel that they show, you'll be like, oh, I know as a Batman fan, I was like, oh, hello there. It was definitely something new and unique. And speaking of new and unique.
Oh, Legends of the Realm. Torn Soul is live on Kickstarter. Who gets to tell the story of the Torn Soul? The bard who studied his life? The princess who loved his heart? Or the darkness who knew the tragedy of his soul? If you are a fan of Shannara, Wheel of Time, Lord of Rings, or Arthurian legend, make sure you click the link below and get Legends of the Realm today. That's a cool picture, though.
Yeah, it really is a good picture. I thought that was the Joker at first, the first time.
I did too.
Like my mind went right to that. I was like, oh goodness, it's the Joker. But no, it's something new and interesting. So definitely check this out. Some great art in this project. Yep. All right, here we go. DC's Festival of Heroes, Jessica Chang talks Asian representation in the DC universe with CBR. Their editor, Jessica Chan, about the importance of the Asian representation in making DC's Festival of Heroes. It sounds like the commissioner from WWE back in the day. The commissioner has something to say. Asian representation in making DC Festival of Heroes. And this is, it's interesting right now because it's Pride Month. They're having all the Pride covers, and they're doing Asian representation. So I wonder if there's they're fighting to get the attention. I think they should have separated this by a month. I almost feel like the two of them at once is not a great idea. I always said like putting the pink month, the cancer month for the breast cancer month in October was the worst strategy ever because of Halloween.
Right.
It's just not the right time with all the girls showing off the girls during Halloween.
Nice.
I don't think that's what you want to do. We really have to start playing that morning.
Could be a March thing. This was we at the end of February, beginning of March, we have Mardi Gras. So
I would have thought November, like the month for like Thanksgiving, and that would have been a really good month for it. Like, and I thought it started in a different month. I know that it did not start in October. It got pushed to October. I swear.
I think so. I think because I thought it was around February or April, but I can't remember.
Something different, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Some news from Jeff Ryder.
Hey everyone, I've got a story with Dominic Pagano and the upcoming Western anthology Off Into the Sunset. Or at least I will if we could get it funded. It's got just 25,000 to go in 27 hours or so. So please share with folks who love Westerns or space cowboys and just awesome indie comics.
103 minutes to go. It is successply funded.
Wow.
182 backers. Now, damn. A lot of credit for that. Let's play it. can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
Nothing
what?
but love, but that shifting image, you lost me.
What's that? Was that their video?
That's the
That's
yeah,
doing
that
that?
video.
Oh, no, I'm just wondering because I was like, oh, something's wrong with my screen. I don't know.
Right? Like I tried. It's a good thing that they're not actually making videos. They're making comics, and their comics look cool. So let's give a quick
yeah, it looks great, guys. Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah,
That artwork's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know why my phone's being so noisy right now. But look at this artwork. It's some great stuff. Definitely appreciate it for the art that it is. So you guys can get your copy right now. This is successfully funded. You get a lawman with a robotic arm. Who doesn't want that? Off the Sunset, a broken sword.
What?
I'm telling you, man, some good art in this, some interesting. Yep. This is Wild West for you guys, and you can get that right now by going to Kickstarter and go Off Into the Sunset. Just type that in and you'll find it, or come to the newsroom and find it right now within the Weekended section. All right, you're up, my friend.
Are you sure? I thought, okay. Marvel's new LGBTQ plus hero, Somnus, has an extraordinary X-Men link. The first details for Somnus, a mysterious new LGBTQ plus mutant, have been released alongside with Luciano Vecchio's cover for Marvel's Voices Pride. And you can check all that out on CBR.com.
Yes, and check this out. So this was...
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Right? Good art, right? So check out this is from Steve Tanner. Up to 4 limited prints, including the deluxe art by print by Vincent Jenks, are being given away to 2 backers as part of the pre-order campaign for Hacker, the Book of Solomon Part 2. Museum breaks in, a twisted serial killer, sex scandals, and dangerous car stunts presented in 68 full-color, perfect-bound graphic novel. Check out the campaign page and to get these exclusive prints, claim some original artwork rewards, and a copy of Part 1 as well if you need to catch up. This is on Kickstarter, and it's actually part of Backer Plus. So if you want to see it, just go to comicadvocates.com, and it's in that list. You're up, my friend.
All right. Die. Image's D&D inspired fantasy takes a Lovecraftian twist. Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans Die number 16 begins the comic's final story arc with a nod to H.P. Lovecraft, making the D&D inspired comic even darker. You can read all about that on CBR.com. It dies kind of like the old Dungeons and Dragons cartoon for me, where they kind of get you, they pull you. They're in the real world and then they get pulled into their fantasy world.
You know what I just watched? Tenet. That was actually really cool.
Was it good? I haven't gotten time to sit there and pay attention to a movie. And if it's a Christopher Nolan movie, you have to sit there and pay attention to it.
I was impressed by it. It had good actors, of course. The one's going to be Batman. I think he really proved himself in the role here.
Yeah.
I also like of course, Chris Nolan. I like the main actor in it, which his name eludes me at the moment.
I know he's Denzel Washington's son.
Yeah, but I
can't remember his name. Isaiah Washington, is that it?
It might be. I think so. I just know him. I know him of all things from Ballers, the Rock ball thing. That's how I got to know him. But he's a great actor, and I really appreciate him. So, all right. So, is this mine or yours?
Yeah, I think this is yours.
All right. So this is from Brian E. Lau, and he says it is time to pre-order Staunch Ambition today and receive exclusive variants, the remastered trade, plus bonus free issues, music, and more. There's the Kickstarter link, and you can find Hella Jones, who plays Eden Hawkins on Lock and Key, is not only writing new music for us, but is also on issue 4 covers and posters as Comrade Rila Avlia, powerfully drawn by Aaron J. Arazio, and beautifully colored by David Ramos. And here we go.
That's a lot. Don't feel bad. I couldn't get all that either.
I got to the end of it, and I'm happy to run away now. But that's the cover. It's a beautiful cover, though.
Well, that's kind of cool. She's an actress that's in it's on a comic book show, and she's involved in comics and stuff. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not wild about the show, but yeah.
I haven't watched it. I won't say anything, but
I love the comic. That's all I can say.
There we go. Here we are.
Coming soon from Valis, Hellboy meets Evil Dead, a comic with demon fighting, monsters, transforming, and splashes of comedy. First issue will be 32 pages. Check it out on Kickstarter.com. So keep an eye out, guys. That's Valis.
And he's a friend of mine. Like, he's been,
It looks good.
I've seen him at panels, give him some advice. Can't wait to cover this. It's already going to be part of Backer Paws as soon as it launches, so stay tuned. To all the indie superhero comic book fans out there, you don't want to miss this one. And it has a Kickstarter link here for SOV Comics. And there are only a couple days left on our latest comics, and we'll give it a quick look like we did the other one. I'm not sure we'll play the video on this because we've actually asked to cover this and we never got the thumbs up. But we'll just give them a quick look. So they might not want their video judged, which is respected. I don't know. So some good art, though.
Yeah, Penumbra.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try to even say that out loud. I like this one panel here where she points out the guy. And it's really just one of those moments like, I just found him here.
Yeah, right?
He was just here when I got here. I was just looking for the bathroom. All right.
Yeah,
this looks
pretty well.
Definitely check it out. Actually looks like, honestly, something like Silverline would put out.
Yeah, kind of does. I can see that.
Yeah, it looks good. So check it out. And this is on Kickstarter, I think. We're going to do the quick scroll. So everyone avert your eyes. 52 hours left. It's already made its goal. It's got 50 backers. Let's see if we can get it 51 or 52 by the end of the day.
All right.
Oh, well, this we already did. Oh, no, this is different.
This
it's
is
the
new.
same picture, but it's different.
Superman, Jonathan Kent is doing more with his powers than Clark ever did. While Jonathan Kent isn't poised to take on the mantle of Superman until July, the Boy of Steel is already changing things up with his powers. You want to check that out at CBR.com.
And it's kind of cool what he does. I liked it.
I like Jonathan Kent. I actually like Super Sons because it has my boy, Damian Wayne.
Yeah, Damian's awesome. Like, I can't wait to see what he's going to do with his non-Robin comic he's got coming out.
See this one? That one right there.
Yeah. What is the official title?
Robin.
My head hurts. And Tim Drake is like, fuck, again?
Yeah, right.
All right. This is mine. This case study is designed to walk you through the marketing analysis and execution for a single comic book. Hopefully you can take some of the insights and ideas presented here and apply them to your own comics. This is from Global Comics. And they have that new, we talked about it this past week, and I'll show you the quick thing about it. They have this new anthology that's pretty cool. Here we go. Where is it? Resilience. Okay, so this is the Announcing Resilience. Creators Against COVID, an original anthology for charity. So this is all about creators not putting their pens down and surviving what we went through with the COVID thing and continuing to create all different exclusives. You got to check it out. We're covering it over here on creatorsofwrittensins.com, which is, of course, known as Comic Book Advocates now. And it is over on globalcomics.com, as you see right there. Plus, if you do need any legal services, I cannot stress enough that contracts are so important. Contracts will save your asses, people. I said it this week. Contracts are the new condoms of this generation, this creative generation. Wearing it will keep you safe. Not wearing it will get you pregnant with problems. I recently had problems, and I spoke with Gamal. I kind of wish that I had contracts looked over by him, because some of the things that, while the contracts have saved everything I needed it to save, there wasn't enough punishment for what the things that people had done to me, the side, should have had. So I will be talking to Gamal actually about all contracts going forward, as you should. And even if you can't afford a lawyer, because early in your career, it's a lot harder to justify that. And Gamal, he gives you a free consultation. So you shouldn't say, I can't afford it, to at least talk to him. And you can find his counseling services. You just go Gamal Hennessy, reach out to me, ask me, I can pass you some information. Or go to the creative consultant, and he's got an entire blog that helps you with that. But it's so important you guys write down at least emails of information. I can't tell you how having screenshots and emails will help you sleep at night when someone is acting like a fool and doing things they shouldn't be doing, because you're like, I'm in the right. because I've got this huge paper trail, and no matter what lies they want to spread, I have the proof, and I have, as the kids call it, the receipts. So treat this like it is an industry and you are part of a business. Treat it accordingly. You don't see Walmart going, well, dude, they told me that he was going to be cool with this, but now he's not. No, Walmart makes people sign contracts. The government, you have to sign contracts to get an actual license to drive. Don't assume you don't need a contract to make a comic book. Even if it's your friends, it might save a friendship when you go back and look at the contract, because we all move on to different projects. Something hits, it goes to Netflix. Suddenly someone's like, why do I only get 20%? Dude, you agreed to that because you made me pay $150 a page for your art, but you said you'd only want 20% of the profits, and that was your discount to me. So, and I use air quotes because, sometimes, discounts aren't always discounts
right
from artists, but I mean, some people are worth more than 150, some are worth 250, but not every independent creator can afford that right away. So they make these deals where they get a discount, and that contract will save your ass. I can't stress that enough. Contracts are so important. When you have them, you sleep better at night. Anything to add on that, Steve?
No, that's true.
All right, let's move
Make
on.
sure you read the contracts. That's for sure.
Yeah, read your Do not just trust someone and sign a contract.
And if there's something that you don't understand, don't be afraid to ask. Always says there's no stupid questions. Oh, yeah, there's no stupid people. There's just no. Wait, how does that go? Anyway, South Park has messed me up on that. Whoa, so let's leave it alone. Hey, look, Batman. DC sends Jim Gordon into the most unlikely dynamic duo ever. A major hero from Gotham City is forced to embark on their most unlikely team-up ever if they want any chance of uncovering the mystery of a day. So that's on CBR.com.
I can tell you this duo ain't clowning around. Who could it be? All right, so Catching the Crazies is live on Kickstarter. They have a lot of exciting stuff, as you guys can see right here. Their podcast, Verisam presents The Podcasters versus the Supernatural. Third issue, already funded. Fantastic. Can't wait for the new video because he always changes videos mid-campaign. Check it out on Wednesday and see if we have a new video to show you. And in the meantime, Catch the Crazies.
How many issues was he going for that? 4 or 6?
I believe he said the original arc was going to be 6, but he was going to go back and look to see about continuing it further on beyond that.
Oh, okay.
But you never know. He said he was going to take a break, though. I know he had mentioned that he'll take a break because he has that other project he's been working on just successfully. So, sometimes you have split focuses and you got to draw back on one for a little bit.
Yeah. Sword of Justice needs $300 to be funded. This is the last week. The world is taken by horror, chaos, and pestilence. The only solution for this lies in the sword. Check that out on Kickstarter. Again, the Sword of Justice. That's some really cool art, too.
What if Spider-Man's Symbiote Saga Sinister 6 adds a shocking new twist? This is from CBR.com, and in the latest issue of Spider-Man Shadow, one of the Web-Slinger's classic supervillain team-up recruits a surprising new member. You'll have to check this out to see what's going on in this new reimagined storyline.
Of course, we're seeing Sword of Justice gearing up. We still need $50 to get funded. Help us fund Sword of Justice.
Let's see if
they're ready to go.
Let's see. Fingers crossed. They've made it, and then
all right.
Almost
did some, yeah.
Yep, heading to that 4,500 goal. Congratulations to the team. A lot of credit to Silvio, who really quick.
Hi there,
he did this entire video in one take, no breaks, and he doesn't speak English as his first language. So nothing but love for him doing this video. It's not an easy thing to do any of this stuff. You guys hear how I stumbled throughout this entire program.
Yeah, me too.
Look, it's a Star Wars post. It must be for Steve.
Of course. Star Wars The Clone Wars changed how Jedi treat Padawans. The Star Wars The High Republic Adventures #4 shows that the Jedi of the past were far more protective of Padawans than the Jedi of the Clone Wars. Check that out on CBR.com.
I hear Padawans in the future will be treated better thanks to Child Protective Services.
Oh, good. This is good to know.
Although the Sith are in charge of it.
Intergalactic Child Services is no joke. Trust me.
Death to the leaves. I am the creator of nightmares. This is from Evan Pazios, and he says, I don't worry about stress. I create it. From Jim Mattis. Silence. Fall 2021. Second Sight Publishing.
All right.
Art by Alex
Sanchez.
Letters by Liquid Squiz. Sanchez, you think I'd get, because I'm a Rick and Morty fan. Nope, that didn't happen today.
Animal Eye #1. All ages game lit where players become animals. 2. That's a lot to say. Playtesters enter a VR world as animals to find their humans heroes on a quest to decipher the nature of maniacal zombie killers.
Just another.
Wow. Wow. Was this on Backer Pause? Is this going to be on Backer Pause?
It was on Backer Pause. The video, if you want, we can actually play it. We got a couple extra minutes today. So
let us see this.
Let's hit that. We'll do the official. Here we go. Animal Eye cover there, and here it is. Remember the rules for Backer Pause. If you feel like you have to pause, raise your hand. But otherwise, we'll see you at the end of the video.
What if you could see the world like an animal? What if you could soar like a bird? Detect faint smells like a dog? What if a video game allowed you to play an animal character in a unique fantasy setting? What if a comic book series put you in such a video game setting, telling the story from the point of view of animal companions to human characters? Welcome to the world of Animal Eye. This comic book series will follow the adventures of 3 animal characters, Ava the crow, Nagid the dog, and JL the bear. Many fantasy stories feature animal helpers to human characters, especially horses or dogs, but sometimes birds like falcons, or in the case of Animal Eye, a crow. Fantasy-based video games do this as well at times, with human or demi-human player characters in the role-playing video game, with animal assistants in the game available to the main characters as what are, in effect, non-player characters. The Animal Eye story world flips this dynamic on its head. In Animal Eye, the video game player characters are the animals, and the non-player characters are the humans the animals assist. Join playtesters Kim May and Jake as they become Ava the crow and Nagid the dog. In Issue 1, each must find a human companion to guide them on their adventures. Ava finds Aussie, Bakari tribesman, archer, and herbalist. Baron Raphael Dorcas, who wields a sword and a flintlock pistol, teams up with Nagid. In the world of Animal Eye, demented monsters are attacking settlements, including Aussie's family. Join Ava and Aussie as they come to JL's aid in a fight against the maniacs. Join Baron Raphael and Nagid as they undergo a parallel adventure battling demented maniacs. Issue 1 lays the groundwork for a unique comic book series in 6 issues, adapted from the novel Animal Eye by Cindy Kett. An adventure is beginning, an adventure you can join with your support, an adventure where you can become the animal.
All right. What'd you think?
Well, it looks cool. I thought it was kind of interesting the movie trailer thing at the end. It said casting. I'm like, casting? Who were we casting? But I'm just curious. No, really, I'm not making fun at all. It looks cool. It looks neat. It's got some interesting artwork to it.
I just thought it was way too much information, way too quickly forced down your throat.
Yeah, that's the thing. Animal companions, we get it. We got it.
And then it was like, this dude's doing this dude, and that dude's doing it. It felt like I was watching the beginning of the Marvel movie.
Well,
but
you know what?
Really fast.
I think he misses only that he kind of missed the opportunity to say, who will they choose? What will it be? This or will it be that? And then move on. Something like that. You don't want to put in too much and ruin the whole thing.
Remember to say things like cast of characters, kids. This cast of characters will explore the world, the animal world. Things like that. Like, have fun with it.
I think what happens with creators is they love the project so much they want you to get out there and really understand it. You know, it's sometimes pull back.
That's a creator thing. That's an early creator thing.
Yeah.
Too much, not being able to put it down. You got to give the pitches. You know, it's like throwing a bucket of chum into the water and expecting to catch a little minnow or a little fish. You know, no, they're going to eat all the stuff that's not on the hook.
Right.
Get them on the hook. And, you know, come on, son. You know, that's right. Psych 3. This is Gus. Peacock is ordered. I know it has nothing to do with comics, but that's what happens when I'm in charge of the news. I give you awesome stuff that isn't necessarily related to the news, and this is it. Psych 3 will be coming to Peacock. I'm sure it's going to Peacock.
Well, the question comes in, if you're going to have all these movies, why did they cancel the series?
If I remember correctly, the series didn't get canceled. They decided to wrap.
Okay.
They were all kind of hitting it. The actress who played Juliet, was getting a lot of offers. Of course, James Rode, who's part of the series creator, he's now on A Million Little Things. James Rode was on Suits for a while. Rode, he's done tap dancing on Broadway, and the Brosnan guy from Law and Order.
Corbin.
L.A.
Corbin Brosnan. L.A. Law.
L.A. Law. He was also at the point where he wanted to go back and do some movies himself.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those things where it was getting harder to get the cast together, and of course, the actor who played Lassie had that big show, that weird medieval show that was actually successful on ABC for one season, and then suddenly died the second season, which happens. We're seeing that now. A lot of shows get canceled. Prodigal Son just got canceled. I'm heartbroken.
No, I see it. I've been meaning to watch that show because I like
the reason.
Michael Sheen. Yeah,
we were in a meeting. If just one more person had watched this, we would renew. But no, one person.
It was a brilliant. It was a brilliant thing. It was an interesting concept. I would have liked to have seen it. But to see with Psych, I've only watched one episode of Psych, and not because I don't like it, because honestly, I just haven't gotten around time to doing it. But I got to put it in my my cycle list while I'm drawing or something, so I can watch it.
Yeah, it's good. I go back and watch it, and it's aged well. They didn't really make a lot of things that are cringy. Someone was talking about that, how some movies are cringy. It's okay if it's cringy. It's supposed to be. Just like when we watch all those Civil War movies and they don't wash their hands between surgeries. That's because that's how they were back then. Movies are a time capsule of how things really were. What are they? What's the next Generation Z now? They're calling them.
Yeah.
When I'm looking back and watching some of these 90 programs, I go, oh my God, that's so not right. How could you be that way? Because we went through that shit, grew up and raised you little monsters. Maybe
it was funny.
Go back to that.
His Generation Z is giving the millennials crap for their freaking skinny jeans. Damn right. You need to. What the hell is that?
Generation Z is like the Wendy's Twitter feed. Like they're just coming out angry. They are mad.
Yeah.
They are mad. So it's kind of fun to watch them. Like against Generation Xers, I'm like, I will say this, and I'm going to pass it back to the news. This week, I realized I am officially old school. Like I've hit that phase in my life where I am old school. I'm like, holy, I don't even have to say it's old school. This is how I do it because I am old school. It fits already. All right, see.
They're playing Alice in Chains on the Classic Channel, you know.
Yep.
You've arrived. Marvel unveils non-Pride variant covers from Phil Jimenez. Marvel's full lineup of Pride Month variant covers feature the House of Ideas, LGBTQI+, heroes, illustrated in stunning detail by Phil Jimenez. You can check out more about that on CBR.com and check out that artwork. That is some fantastic artwork.
Absolutely. Really digging it. And speaking of digging it, 13th Labor, our boy Sean was on Backer Paws. He talked about it. He was like, every time that I see my videos on Backer Paws, it's always bad news. It's always been negative. He's like, it's made me better, but it sometimes hurts. He was like, can you guys watch the video? So I played it live just so you could see our reactions. I hadn't watched it. I was able to get him on the show. And we're going to see what C thinks of it. And then I'll say what I thought of it.
Okay.
This is like his 10th video, man. Like he has not done well with us, but this might have been the turning point. Let's see what C thinks.
What's up, everybody? My name's David Gay, and I'm here to talk to you about The 13th Labor. The 13th Labor is a fantasy sci-fi comic written by myself, illustrated by Arturo Mesa, and lettered by Tom Napolitano. The comic picks up just as Hercules, Greek demigod of swollenness, is finishing up his 12 labors. Labors that have taken years off his life, but have left him no closer to the peace of body and soul that he seeks after the death of his family. Never one to miss exploiting his own children, Zeus offers Hercules a final labor, one that will take him thousands of years into the future and will determine not only his fate, but the fates of everyone on Earth. The 13th Labor is a family drama wrapped in a bloody tale of gods and aliens. If you enjoyed comics like Jupiter's Legacy, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Thor, or movies like Immortals, Guardians of the Galaxy, even Little Miss Sunshine, stories where heroic accolades are earned, not given, then the 13th Labor is definitely for you. This is the very first printing for issue 1 of the 13th Labor, and we have some outstanding rewards for this campaign, including personalized sketches from the seriously talented Arturo Mesa, as well as 2 variant covers exclusive to this Kickstarter only. Thank you everyone for your constant support, and we can't wait to show you what's next.
Now, I'll be honest, I gave him a standing ovation for that one. It was perfect. As a video for a crowdfunding, it was perfect to me.
If you had to twist my arm and I had to give a critique, because it looks great. There may be a couple of things that you could have shortened a little bit, but as far as comparing it to other things, pick 1 or 2 things, and then that's good. But yeah, I would have picked Little Miss Sunshine and I don't know, Jupiter's Legacy or something like that, because that's big now.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know if it's big now, but it's out now. So,
all right, I'll let you read this one because this one was funny.
All right, Wolverine slams Spider-Man for being a horrible friend. Spider-Man needs help with Kingpin and the city's crime bosses, but before the new Avengers help him, they had something to get off of their chest. Oh my gosh, I could totally see Hugh Jackman and Tom Holland in this.
I just have never seen a comic book stop because of feelings before. This is over at CBR.com. This was about feelings. And at first you want to be like, oh, this is like, come on. Like, what the hell's going on? But then you start hearing the points they're making. You're like, wow, Spider-Man's a dick.
Yeah, because what you going to say? Oh, well, I'm like, a superhero. And Wolverine's like, yeah, so am I, bub.
But it's Wolverine. That's what I think's funny. Like, when Wolverine is calling you out as a bad friend, the guy who calls you up at 3 a.m. and says, look, I had a bad dream and I killed a couple of people. I didn't realize I needed to bury somebody. When that dude is telling you you're a bad friend, you know there's something wrong.
He's progressing.
Big news, big news. See, Masters of the Universe, Revelation unleashes the power. Kevin Smith has the power over on entertainmentweekly.com. entertainmentweekly.com. And this is awesome. The Clerks director really looks like he nailed this. Look at Cringer or Battle Cat in this. I loved Cringer. And I've seen Orko. This looks fantastic. I'm excited. Take my money. Of course, He-Man is a gateway for a lot of comic book fans. That was something that brought him in. So this is pretty exciting.
Exclusive Immortal Hulk. The Time of Monsters teases the Mother Goddess. Marvel Comics presents an exclusive preview of Immortal Hulk, Time of Monsters #1, which is by Al Ewing, Alex Packnadell, David Vaughn, Juan Ferreira, and more. Check that out at CBR.com.
It's definitely a change coming to the Hulk fantasy. I'm on TikTok. That's the only reason this is here. I just wanted to show you guys. I'll be doing informational things for comic books in 60 seconds, giving you different points of view, keeping it quick and fast and easy, but also helping new creators and just even like-minded creators kind of seeing what I'm thinking. So subscribe to me now at Mr. Anderson on TikTok.
All right. A black Superman? It happened. It could again. As renewed rumors of a black Superman movie swirl, here is the complicated history of reimagining the most iconic comic hero as a black man. That's more. Want to find out more about that? Check out NewYorkTimes.com.
It's reached into the mainstream. Speaking of mainstream, black, white, and red all over 367. Oh my goodness.
Golly.
Game blouses? What? Let's check it out over at youtube.com and check out Victor Dandridge and his antics on his own show today. And this is just an ad for Backer Paws. We've talked about it all night. We talked about this too. Contracts are the new age condoms. I'll read it so C doesn't have to. For creators, trust it will protect all involved from greed and ego. You don't want to be pregnant with someone else's problems and their ego, because you'll have an ego baby and you'll have to deal with them for a very long time without a contract. More Hulk news.
Marvel Comics hints at the Hulk's horrifying true origin story. Marvel Comics is diving deeper than ever into the Hulk's origin, as a new story will explain how the Gamma Monster really came to be. Check that out at ScreenRant.com.
Here we go. How a geeky superhero fan revived a failing Comic-Con and how he used great knowledge to help nudge Marvel back from bankruptcy. What is this about? You'd be surprised. You're going to have to check out Wired.com for more and see about this Wizard's Tools. This is just the site doubling things this morning. So,
all right. Venom 2 director says characters are unaware of Spider-Man. Venom is back in the new trailer for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, the sequel. And, of course, we're going to see Woody Harrelson as Carnage. Check that out at comicbook.com.
Now, my question is, he went out of his way to make this comment, so I'm wondering if the end of the movie, if Venom doesn't start looking at a television screen seeing Spider-Man.
That would be actually kind of interesting.
Something else that was
interesting. Yeah, that would be a way to pull it in. Go ahead.
I don't know what this is right now, and it never lets us open it. This is just Facebook every so often. That might be Chuck's newest show, by the way. Chuck just had a show where he was talking about crowdfunding and being able to extend your crowdfunding. Go to Check Pino, in case I'm right, and that's probably what it is because the videos sometimes don't show. You can also find him on YouTube at Chuck's Shop Talk or Chuck's Raw Reviews. Type either one of those in and it'll pop up the videos. He had a great cast of characters to talk about bringing characters to life. See what I did there, see?
Hey.
All right, we're up with Specs Thomas.
Specs Thompson presents Legacy of the View number 1 through 3. This is the third issue of Legacy of the View. And, of course, apparently I watched it on Backer Paws. Of course, we know Specs from previous shows.
Yep.
So go check that out, guys. Support him.
Yeah, great guy.
On Kickstarter.
And here was me on actually the Collective 2 weeks ago. It was a great interview I had, of course, under the Bobby Gregory brand that I am sometimes, creator of Cat Dad and Supermom, talking about the importance of all ages comics. If you're a creator who wants to know what comic book shops to get into, the Collective is definitely one of the ones that you want to be in contact with.
Kevin Smith says his first look at Masters of the Universe Revelation is coming, and I think it has come.
Yeah, we did get it. This is the problem of covering a whole week.
Yep.
Sometimes you get earlier in the week stories. All right, so we got something from our good friend. This is interesting news from Henri, who says, "Are you an independent creator? If so, I want to hear from you right now. Virtual Signings with Henri, the live event show on the EXP, is looking for excited creators to come on the show and sling their work. We are looking to stock up on your books in advance, and we want them signed. Let's work together to connect you with new readers. Drop me a message," and he means Henri, not me, in the comments, and let him know when you're available to come on an hour-long show and talk about your comics and sell your comics. If we fight together, we'll win together. Onward to victory with Henri. See, he really needs to end that onward to victory with Henri. You're welcome.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah. I'm glad this fell on me. Regina King to direct Bitterroot comic book movie. One Night in Miami director Regina King is now set to helm a Bitterroot movie for Legendary based on the acclaimed Image comic series, which is actually in my pull list. So I'm excited to see this. This is check this out at ScreenRant.com. And I thought they were going to make a series out of it because, they have the Lovecraft series, Lovecraft Country. And I thought, oh, wow, cool. This will be a good series. But it might be a series of movies. So that'd be interesting.
It all depends where it lands because I know that they're doing that. What is it? Khalees Theron. She's doing that Immortals comic book on Netflix now as a series. They started.
Oh, the Old Guard. Is it the old?
Yeah, the Old Guard. Yeah, it started as a movie, but now they're talking about making it a possible series
Oh, okay. I
and
haven't
going
watched.
backwards. But I don't know if they'll get her to sign up, so I don't know if they'll have to recast, which always gets tricky.
But I really, and the thing about Bitterroot is I really love Sanford Green's art in there. So it's really fantastic.
He's a good artist. And just we already talked about this today, the old Venom trailer. With
And I assume that's Carnage, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't think we've seen a full Carnage yet. Like they're kind of hiding him in the shadows. As you guys can see, this is the closest look. Carnage was just. I remember when Venom came out, it was a big deal. But when Carnage came out, it was like, oh. And it was funny because I remember reading the comics back then when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, Venom was like, yeah, he kind of gave birth. He didn't think it was important to tell me. I remember that panel. It always stuck with me when Eddie talks to Venom, because they actually have to talk to him and go, hey, what the hell is this? Because like they're talking, and Venom's a bad guy at this point, and they're actually asking the bad guy, hey, what's that thing that looks like you? He's a lot crazier. What's up with that?
Oh, there's a whole that's not even scratching the whole symbiote iceberg.
well, in reverse though, in Venom, we already learned there's other symbiotes. Back in the comics, no one knew there was other symbiotes. Everyone thought Venom was the only one. Of course, now we know with the Black King how deep it all really went.
Golly. Oh. MODOK writer says season 2 will include more X-Men.
Yeah.
Wow, we still have a week and a couple days before Hulu unleashes the first season of Marvel's MODOK. But if you want to know more about season 2 already, check out comicbook.com.
Always love to see things getting renewed before the first thing. That means it's probably going to be good. That's like a sign that this is going to be good when it gets the extra seasons right away. All right, so we're looking. This is for Comic Book School, by the way. We're looking for artists who are trying to build up their portfolio with anthology work for a communal project that will be published through Comic Book School. It'll be published digitally. This is an open call for all creators who need the work. And some people might want to be part of it who are established creators, established artists, writers, letterers, editors. All those are needed. This is, as I said, a communal project. We put out panel 1 last year. This is about helping new creators rise up. So it's just important that new creators have a place to go. I remember, when I first started, it was almost impossible to break in as a writer. And even artists I know struggled. Doing anthologies is a great way to do it. And doing an anthology here with someone who's currently working on projects with Marvel and DC, with Buddy Scalera, all the way down to new people, and having that vein of creative talent within, and everyone at a different stage being able to share ideas, we all grow and we all rise together.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr. explains how Sweet Tooth differs from the comics. Sweet Tooth producer Robert Downey Jr., yes, that Robert Downey Jr., explains why he decided to make the 8-part fantasy drama. And that's over on GameRant.com. So is this going to be so this is all encompassing? It's just going to be a limited series, I guess?
I don't know. I never like to say that it's going to be a limited series. I always say that this is how they're starting.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, this is how it begins. All right, so big news. C knows this. All domestic rewards have been shipped from the Continuum, except for those who have not filled out their survey. We talked about it earlier. That's the empty box representing, and I literally have the 3 orders behind me for those who don't have it. Plus, I'm fighting over not fighting, but trying to figure out international shipping. Like when they canceled Brexit, they've now inconvenienced me. It's no longer funny because it's inconvenienced me. I'm in America. Get your English stuff together on your side. Don't interfere with my life here in America. We broke away from you bastards already.
Oh. The views and opinions expressed. Dustin Brunel presents Greed. What bumps in the night? Greed is a standalone series in the Lister universe. How does a 10-year-old boy survive a world of gods and monsters? Well, you're going to find out on Kickstarter. It ends Sunday, May 23rd, which is next Sunday, guys. So check it out. And, of course, Greed on Kickstarter.com.
Doesn't that image look like a creator we know?
I plead the fifth.
Starting a TikTok about comics and their creations. What topics would you like covered in 3 minutes? It turned out it's not even 3 minutes. I don't know where I got 3 minutes. It's 60 seconds, but I accept the challenge. 60 seconds is even easier. Someone had said to me, "Hey, Rob, I thought you were trying to do less stuff." And I'm like, I am, but 60 seconds I can afford. I'm not editing the video. I just answer a question. I'm the cool kid that way.
All right. And that's one thing here is, believe it or not, comics and wrestling just go together. It just goes together. Then they're almost like real life superheroes. So you look at WWE, The New Day, Power of Positivity comic book announced by Boom. Boom Studios and WWE have announced the upcoming launch of a new 2-issue limited comic book series entitled WWE The New Day Power of Positivity. Check it out on flickeringmyth.com. So don't be surprised if you go to a con and they're having a wrestling match. That's actually pretty common.
That just happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
See, I have to ask.
No.
Can you feel the power? All right. So this was Freaky Friday last week. I asked, so you want to make an adult themed comic? Well, I told you about all the hurdles and gave you some tips on what you have to be ready to be facing creating an adult one. That's all there. Check it out. If you want to do adult material, you need to know what you're stepping into and how that world's going to affect you. This is huge news C gets to talk about.
Oh, planet-sized X-Men will change the Marvel Universe in June. Marvel Comics solicitation for the planet-sized X-Men one-shot by Jerry Dugan and Pepe Larraz seems to set up the new X-Men #1. Check that out at bleedingcool.com. Oh my gosh, I'm just barely catching up on the King in Black. If I'm even catching up on it, I keep feeling like I'm pushed back.
This is a big like flex here. They're saying this is going to be as big as the giant-sized X-Men. That's why they're calling it the planet-sized. They're saying it's going to change things. We'll see in June if it changes.
You better bring it. That's a huge boast.
It really is. All right, here we go. Some art from Anthony Ritchie. Says he'll be launching the official pre-sale and releasing the cover of his author illustrated kids book debut, Color World, with Saratoga Springs Publishing. Next week, the hardcover is off the presses and coming soon. This is the biggest venture of my art career, and I'm so excited to share. Meet the star of the show, Henry, the little artist that could. I'm in. I'm so in. I'm so excited about this. I cannot wait to cover it more. I love Anthony was one of the first artists I ever worked with, by the way. We did this Who Am I story that's amazing. We did it as a chalkboard thing where the entire thing is on a black backdrop and all white lines to tell the whole story. To this date, it's aged well. It's all about people being forced into roles that they don't necessarily want to have, and it was a powerful piece. He's a great artist, does amazing stuff. A kid's book now? You kidding me? Sign me up. Happy to talk about it.
All right. Jessica Hamm, Marvel, DC Comics, and independent artist, comic book artist Jessica Hamm has died. Hamm's wife, Anna Shirlene Hamm, broke the news today. And that was today?
No, this was
yesterday.
Yesterday, sad news. We never want to hear of a creator pass.
No,
it's harder. Even still, knowing that we've lost so much in the last year, it's been very hard. We've lost a lot of creators. Sad news today, and he'll be remembered in our memoriam later or early next year when we do the awards.
And of course, that's on comicbook.com if y'all want to read a little bit more on that. This looks familiar.
Yeah, I figured you want to talk about this.
Comic Book Review, The Continuum Anthology, Episode 23. And, of course, this is our buddy Sam Vera from Catch the Crazies. He was kind enough to offer a comic book review on The Continuum. Go and check that out. Not because I'm telling you to, no, because it's good. It really is. It's good.
2 stories in The Continuum.
Yeah, 2 stories in The Continuum.
I had 3 stories in The Continuum. No, not a single one got reviewed. Fantastic Four.
That's because Sam's getting you back for backer paws. That's what.
Maybe. I could definitely. But I figured in reverse it would have been harsh critique. See this line right here?
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. John Romita Jr. returns to Marvel First Family for an upcoming 60th anniversary. He's back at Marvel, and he's now been revealed that he'll be part of this giant-sized issue. More about this at comicbookmovie.com. We had heard rumblings about this just last week on the show, so we're not too surprised to hear it, but happy to see him back.
All right, this is from Jonathan Hedrick. Jonathan Hedrick presents Quicksand #1, the first issue of a new and exciting 22-page full-color sci-fi horror comic book miniseries. Morning. It ends Friday, May 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's over there on Kickstarter.com, so don't miss your chance to get it.
I hope you weren't a fan of New Gods, C, because DC just killed him.
Oh,
All the New Gods are dead now. Who's behind it? Who killed the gods? You're going to have to go to ScreenRant.com to find out what's going on. Oh, this is Chuck's thing, so I have no idea what that thing above was anymore. So we talked about this.
Okay, yeah, this is Chuck sits down with Steph Cannon, Matt Knowles, Jim Noble, Sean Barber, and Eric Cockrell to discuss how to properly advertise your products online and more. Bring your questions.
Yeah. And that was a great show. You should definitely check it out if you're an aspiring creator. With all the bad news coming out of India, this was good news finally. The Graphic India's comic books now available in audio comic books. So we're happy to see that, the format on Josh app, and this is definitely something interesting. It's animationexpress.com bringing it to us, and check out this
wow,
beautiful art. And I'll pop it on up. There we go.
Sylvester, this is from Sylvester Edmonds, Realm of Spirits, Birth of a Living Storm, number 1 and 2, coming soon to Kickstarter. And this is art by Annie Gosh.
Look at that.
Nice.
How beautiful that is.
It is pretty.
That's insanely awesome. And that's just the New Gods again.
All
If you want your Kickstarter Indiegogo or news shared on our site or part of this program, send us an email with all the info needed to advocate for your news to Comics Newswire. That's COMIX Newswire at yahoo.com. And be sure to become more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics, including by sharing shows like these. All right, C, tell them how they can follow you. We're out of here.
Okay, of course, always on Facebook, Twitter, and the Instagram. And here, Comic Geek Speak on Mondays, and sometimes on Wednesday Night Wham over on Silverline. So
you can find me over at MrAnderson.com or at ChainLinkSites.com. Of course, I'm a proud partner of Continuum Comics, and I am the unboxable advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with my devilish tales of fetish monsters and more. And I am the giver of free hugs and spanks. And my new logo shows you everything you need to know, that I am a comics fixer, a creator, a comics advocate, a fan, a geek. And if you look in the red, you'll see more about my humanity. That's it, guys. Thanks for everyone tuning in. We're excited to be heading into a new month. June is looking good. Mask mandates are gone if you got your vaccine. So I no longer have to wear a mask. It's now a choice for me. So get your vaccine and let it be a choice for you as well. Any final words, C?
Oh, no, I'm good. I got a lot of stuff ahead of me. So
we'll see you next week, guys. Enjoy. All right, guys, go out there and enjoy yourselves. Back at Kickstarter. Go to Indiegogo. Take some time off and relax. Go to a convention. Go to a comic book store and enjoy your time off. We'll see you back here next week.